Good evening, Julia. I hope you're doing well. I had something that I needed to ask you about, so I'd appreciate it if you could give me just a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Mary. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we've last spoken. I honestly had forgotten you had my line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son Art heard about it from your boy Rick the other day.
Okay, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Rick and Art are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes, we've been planning on it for weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right, I heard they're fully booked for 1 month from now. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along?
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Mary.
What is it, Julia?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course I am, dear.
Okay, so you were serious. I'm sorry, Mary, but like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So, no, I'm afraid you're not gonna be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as an invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it unless he was implying that we were invited too?
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Rick's just really excited about it, is all. He's been talking to all his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two 5-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to go to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Mary, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This party was organized by my husband's family member. He is the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't go abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family, don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Julia. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh?
That's not very many people in this city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for their whole family there.
You're quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time so we can get started as soon as possible.
Mary, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No, you may not come to the dinner. Hey, Henry, are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah, the Korean barbecue dinner my uncle's throwing for us. What about it? Uh-oh, did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Jeez, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Mary. She's the mother of one of Rick's classmates, and she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she can come?
She said that Rick was going around to the other kids at school, bragging that he was gonna get to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Rick about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday, and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Mary's son about it at all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it, and whether it was his lie or Mary's embellishment, I'm not sure. But, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to conclusion after conclusion and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I told her I forget how many times that she couldn't come, but she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday," and that was the last message she sent me.
Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name was Mary, right? Is she Art's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is, but how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at that daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch, only to say, "Oops, I forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses, and after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy cow, what kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Jeez, Henry, I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a coworker of mine told me the other day that Mary had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, he always made sure that he was in the room whenever Mary came over and talked to his wife. And eventually, Mary realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Oh, yikes! That's insane! I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she was like.
Well, now that you know, you need to watch your back too, Julia.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Rick not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful too. Make sure you don't give out any specific details like where or when it's happening to anyone at the school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I'll take care of dropping Rick off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Henry. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Hello, Julia. Today's finally the day of the big Korean barbecue dinner. I'm so excited. I'll be bringing my whole family along, so make sure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Mary, I distinctly remember telling you that you weren't allowed to come. There are no seats for you and your family. We've already given the restaurant a guest list, and we can't change it anymore.
Oh, that's no issue. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is call up the restaurant and ask for a few more seats. It's not like they're going to run out of meat or anything. Even if they did, they could just have a staff member go to the supermarket and pick up some more. Simple.
And what restaurant would that be?
Don't underestimate me, Julia. I know that you've been hiding from me this week. You're trying to keep me from finding out about where and when the dinner is, aren't you? You even went so far as having your husband take Rick to school to keep from seeing me, didn't you? I saw right through your half-baked little scam. So you have to stop playing dumb. There's nothing you can do to stop me at this point, Julia. I know everything. As a matter of fact, we're already here. We got to the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. This really is a lovely place.
Wait, you are? That's…
I hope you don't mind that we start cooking the meat. My boys are starving. We went ahead and ordered 10 plates of the super premium course, so there might be some left for you if you get here in time.
Wow, that's very helpful of you.
I felt so great leaving the house without needing to worry about having enough cash on hand, or even remembering to bring my wallet at all. It's so nice of you to treat us to such a delicious meal. Oh, the waitress is coming back to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've already eaten most of the first round. The smell of meat grilling really is the best.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot to get drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Julia? I've always wanted to try Dom Perignon. I think I'll go ahead and put a bottle on the tap. Oh, but I'd feel bad for my kids having to watch us have something so exquisite. I'll order another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all. They'll have no trouble eating it at all. I'll let you know when the waitress comes around with a check, so be sure to have your credit card number handy. Julia, where in the world are you? We've been looking all around the restaurant for you and your family, but we can't find you anywhere. Are you in one of the private rooms? Oh well, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I know you're here anyway. Julia, this has been the best I've eaten in years. The rest of the family enjoyed it too. So much so that we ended up ordering 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. It's getting too late, so we were just about to get back in the car and go home. Yes. And the waitress just brought the check. The total came to $4,000. Be a dear and bring your credit card out to the front counter, would you?
You spent $4,000 on food for just your own family? Wait a minute. Let me see if I remember right. Art has 2 older brothers, right? So with you and your husband, that's 5 people, correct? You ate 25 orders worth of meat with only 5 people, including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know. My oldest is on the football team. He's the star of the defensive line. And you know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition tonight. Thanks again for this wonderful dinner, Julia. So I'll be waiting for you at the counter like I said. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Julia, where are you? Answer me! I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then where on earth are you?
What is it, Mary?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Mary. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Julia. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super exclusive one? The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you for your party?
Mary, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I said I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So you're not at the restaurant? For real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said that we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's... what?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice. Has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for the party. That's where we are right now.
Wait, then how are you?
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to the restaurant to eat.
So, what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Mary, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited, so I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying, so you're paying, and that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, heartless, unfeeling woman would pull a trick like this on a dear friend? I think I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd be all utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay the bill this instant.
Mary, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not. Not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class and we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your Art and my Rick aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. And furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all of the other mothers in the class, and most of them have cut all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread around about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So, like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all, especially considering most of the mothers are your victims. Anyway, if you want to try and defame me, go ahead, make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to, and we just cracked open our third bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait, hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Julia, please, pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff realized some time ago that Mary and her family were going to try and pull an eat and run, so they had already contacted the police, who cut them off when they tried to run out the door. Fortunately for her, though, she had a lifeline. She called her father-in-law, who came down to the restaurant and paid the bill for her. Unfortunately, however, someone was recording the whole incident inside the restaurant that day. They uploaded it to every social media website in existence, and it went viral around the globe. They tried to move out of town to escape from the constant snickers and jeers from their neighbors, but nearly everyone with a cell phone had seen the video of their antics, and their reputation followed them wherever they went. It's so bad that they are even having a hard time finding someone who'll hire them. Unemployed and homeless, Mary's 3 boys were all taken in by her father-in-law, who runs a karate school. The 3 of them all apologized to me for their mother's behavior before they transferred schools. Hopefully, Mary's father-in-law will raise them up to be proper men. As for Mary, well, I think it's a bit too late for her.
Natasha? I really have to talk to you about something. If you see these messages, please get back to me. It's really serious. I heard that you were going to be quitting your job at my dad's company. Is that really true? I guess this means that I finally won't have to look at your ugly face anymore, you poor little orphan.
Bianca, it is just so lovely to hear from you too.
It's not like everyone didn't already hate you at the office, though. I bet everyone will be so happy to see you gone. Well, this is the first that I'm hearing about losing my job, actually. I assume this has something to do with those documents that were causing so much trouble earlier, though, right? Oh, you mean I'm the one getting to break the news to you? This makes it even better. Consider this your notice that you're going to be kicked out and left jobless. You really should have been more responsible with your work laptop, you know. I mean, sending customers those weird emails, what else did you think was going to happen? And the way you let the fountain pen that your parents got you so ruined that you had to throw it away? You really aren't a responsible person, now are you? Oh, wait a second, I just forgot. I was the one who made all of that happen. I don't get it, Bianca. Why would you want to do something like this to me? Because you're nothing but a pathetic little orphan, and even just seeing your face was enough to ruin my whole day. I really don't think that that's a good reason to have done any of that personally. Well, I don't care what you think, since my plan worked, and now you're going to be out of here forever. Back to the streets with you, you little urchin. Wait a second. I think I know what this is about now. You do know that I'm not actually being fired, right? What are you talking about? I heard that you're going to be leaving the office. It has to be because of all my scheming that I did to ruin your life and career, right? No, sorry. I'm leaving the office, but it's only because I got a better offer from a different company. I'm leaving to a new office where I'm starting a new job. I'll be out of your hair by the next week, though. Don't worry. Wait, I don't understand. You're not actually serious about this, are you? Yep, totally serious. Anyways, if this is all that you wanted to talk to me about, I hope I've cleared up any misunderstandings you might have had. I have to keep packing up my stuff, so I'm gonna need to go now. Hold on a second. What? This can't be happening. I refuse to believe it. You mean to tell me that some pathetic little orphan like you was offered a better job than my dad's company was offering? You won't get away with this, you little nobody. Run all you like, but you can't escape who you really are.
Hey, Natasha, how have you been? I feel like it's been a while since I've heard from my long-lost sister.
Hey, Sam, it's really nice to hear from you. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Just keeping on with the usual business. How are things going with you?
Well, actually, I have some really big news I wanted to share with you.
Oh, really? What could it be?
I'm gonna be getting married. Isn't that exciting? I'm so happy, and you're one of the first people that I've told.
Really? You're engaged? That's so exciting to hear. Congratulations. That's amazing news, Sam.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're excited for me. I can't believe it's all really happening.
I just really can't believe that my tiny little brother is getting married. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye.
Tiny? Come on now, what's that about? I'm taller than you, you know? But then again, I guess I am 7 years younger than you, and I guess I do have to admit that I was always a shrimp until a couple years into high school when I shot up.
I'm sorry. It really was just a joke. I guess it's just that whenever I think of you, I can't help but remember you as my tiny baby brother that I had when we were in the orphanage.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, when you were 3 years old, you were adopted and got to leave the orphanage. That was the last time I saw you for a long, long time. Meanwhile, I was there until I turned 18 and graduated from high school. Then I was out on my own. I think that by the next time we met, you were in college doing an internship at the company that my husband owns. When he was telling me about some of the new interns that arrived, he mentioned your name and I realized that he was talking about you. I was so excited to finally get to meet you again. And when I finally saw you, you were all grown up. It still makes me really emotional to think about, actually.
Sis, I know we've been through a lot on our own, but I really am happy that we're back in each other's lives now.
Me too, Sam. So I take it that you've already told your parents about your engagement then, right?
Yeah, I sent them a voice message telling them the big news. They were really busy with a meeting or something and couldn't pick up the phone, but they said that they would start looking into wedding preparations.
And so, who is the lucky girl getting to marry my little brother? I would love to hear all about her. Where did you two meet? What's her job? What's her name?
Whoa, just hold on a second there. Let me send you a picture to start with, and we can take those questions one at a time.
Wait, this person is your fiance?
Yeah? Why? Is there something wrong with her? And what's up with that response?
This girl wouldn't happen to be named Bianca, would she?
Whoa, that was either an incredible guess or you must know her. I'm gonna guess that it's the latter though, right?
Yeah, I do know her, actually. She's the daughter of the company president at the last job that I had. I knew her the whole time that I was working there.
Whoa, what a small world. That's actually so crazy. Actually, Bianca and I have been friends for a really long time, and I've known her since elementary school. We've basically been together in some shape or form through all of our lives. Although, I never thought that we would actually end up together like a couple. Actually, if I'm being honest, it was our parents who arranged for us to get married.
Hold on a second. Your parents set you up with an arranged marriage?
I know that it's weird and super old-fashioned and all, but Bianca's family and my parents are all very rich, and I guess that's just how they wanted to do things. Besides, since Bianca and I were such close friends already, I guess it just made sense for them to push us together. I think that both sets of parents were worried about someone trying to marry their children just to get their hands on the family fortune, and this was their way of working around that.
I see. I guess when you have that much money, you can't just get married like normal people do. There's a lot more to take into account there.
But of course, it's not like Bianca and I haven't been dating at all before this. We've been together official for about a year now, and we also agreed that getting married to each other is something we want to do.
Right, well, as long as you're putting your emotions first in all this. After all, this is a really big life decision, and I just want to make sure that you're remembering to take into account your own feelings.
Of course, yeah. I know it's weird, but this really is something that I want to do. Also, both our families are going to be having dinner together soon, and my dad suggested that you come along since we're back in each other's lives now. I'll send you the details once they've all been worked out, but I'd love to see you there.
Right, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Hello, Natasha. It was quite the surprise seeing you at the dinner table this evening. Hi, Bianca. Yes, I very much felt the same way, to be honest. I mean, who would have guessed that you were Sam's older sister? Sometimes this world really is just too small, isn't it? Oh, I agree with you there big time. Here I thought I'd put so much of my past behind me, and yet... Anyways, Sam and I have been in contact for some time and meet up every now and then. I take it that from now on, there might be other times where the three of us are together, so hopefully we can get along. If not for us, then for Sam's sake, right? What the heck are you talking about? You think you're part of this marriage at all? You were left behind at the orphanage while your brother was adopted. You're not part of either of our families as far as I'm concerned. You're just a nobody. By the way, I also heard that you had an older brother. Is that right? Yes, I do have an older brother. But when our parents died, he was already 18 and working, so he didn't go into the orphanage. And Sam was adopted out of there when he was just 3 years old. So I was the only one of my siblings in the orphanage until I turned 18 myself. So even though all three of you are related by blood, you've basically gotten to spend no time with either of your brothers for most of your life, right? That means that you're no one to either of them. And it also means that you're not going to be invited to our wedding. You can't be serious about this. That's just ridiculous, Bianca. I'm sorry, but I just don't think we have room to let in strangers into our special day. The wedding is going to be all about Sam and I certainly don't want someone like you butting in and making a mess of things. Got it? I wasn't going to butt into anything, Bianca, but I did really want to be there and get to watch my little brother get married. And I'm telling you that just the thought of you being there makes me not want to have a wedding at all. So get it through your head now that this isn't going to happen. I simply refuse to have some little street urchin running around and ruining my wedding. Bianca, I really think that you're taking this whole thing just a little bit too far right now. And I don't think that I'm taking it far enough since you don't seem to be getting the message. I don't care if Sam begs you to be at the wedding. I want you to come up with some excuse for why you won't be there.
Hey sis, I just wanted to double check about the wedding. Are you really sure that you're not going to be able to make it no matter what? You know that it would really mean a lot if you could somehow fit it in your schedule.
I know, Sam. I really do wish that I could be there as well, trust me. But it's just that something's come up and I just really don't know if my husband and I are going to be able to make it there. I think it'll just be to trick with everything else that's been going on.
Well, I understand that you must be really busy, but can I at least ask what it is that's keeping you from coming?
Well, I suppose this is a good time as any to tell you that I've entered my second trimester.
Your second trimester? Are you trying to tell me that you're pregnant right now?
That's right. It's actually my second pregnancy, but yeah.
I had no idea. That's amazing. This is seriously huge news to me.
I really am sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just figured that you would be so busy with all the wedding stuff that I didn't want to burden you with anything else to think about until it was over.
Burden me? Are you kidding? I think this is fantastic news. I'm so happy for you, Nat. Well, then if you're dealing with that, I completely understand why you wouldn't be able to attend the wedding. I just wish that you would have told me sooner. But please, keep me updated about this, huh? I'm so excited to meet my new niece or nephew.
Of course, Sam. I'll be sure to do that, and thank you so much for understanding. I really appreciate it. So I take it that you finally convinced Sam that you absolutely wouldn't be able to come to our wedding, right? But you know, I was thinking, I kind of wanted to see just what kind of place you lived in, since I heard you were having a kid. I expected some kind of rundown shack that was barely even standing, but I had no idea that you lived in a house this massive. Bianca, I really would appreciate it if you stopped trying to bully me all the time. It is getting to be just a little old, and I have better things I should be worrying about. Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You have seriously got some nerve talking to me like that. Did you forget who I am and who you are? Well, you started it, so I think it's more than fair that I ask you to stop. I mean, we're both adults, and I'd hope we just talk this out. But I know that it's you who's been coming to my house all the time and leaving all those creepy messages in my mailbox. Not only that, but you graffitied the fence I have around my house, too. What on earth prompted you to do that? Like I said, you've got some real nerve trying to complain to me about that. Just who do you think you are being so poor and living in that house that huge? You think you're better than me just because you have such a nice place? Consider it my way of putting you back down where you belong. Sorry, you committed vandalism because you're jealous of my house? Am I understanding that right? It's all part of my grand plan to get you kicked out of the neighborhood. Soon there are going to be rumors flying around about why it's only your house that gets targeted, and then people are going to see you as a threat to the whole neighborhood. I really don't think that's how this is going to work at all. If anything, you're just setting yourself up to get in some really big trouble. Me? Get in trouble? Are you forgetting who my family is? Of course, I wouldn't expect a nobody like you to understand just who they're dealing with when it comes to me. You really must think the world revolves around you, though. If you think that anyone is going to care about what I do to your house, I can do whatever I want, and there's not a single thing you can do about it. Besides, you should be more concerned about your baby than your house. You need to be finding a new place to live soon, don't you think? Because I'm not going to stop until you move so far away that I won't ever have to think about you ever again. And don't even bother trying to tattle on me to Sam. I know that you don't have any proof, so there's no way that he would ever believe you. I don't have any proof, you say? That's funny because my security camera I have around the house show quite clearly that it is you doing all of this. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean the cameras I have under the eaves of my house as well as the doorbell camera. They're all on automatic sensors and they pick up when someone steps on my property. Hold on a second. You have cameras all over your house? Did you really think that you were going to get away with all this so easily? No, you have got to be kidding me.
Natasha, are you there? I just want to say that I'm so sorry.
Sam? Hey there. What is this about? What are you sorry for?
Well, I heard it all from my boss, your husband, that is. He told me that Bianca was coming to your guy's house and vandalizing it, and leaving creepy messages in your mailbox and doing all kinds of horrible things. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for not knowing about this before, but also I wanted to tell you that the wedding is off.
You're canceling your wedding? Sam, are you sure about this?
Of course I am. I've talked to my parents as well as Bianca's, and we all agree that it's for the best. And if Bianca is trying to pin whatever happens for her next on you, just know that you don't have anything to do with it at all.
Natasha, get out here right now. Can't you hear me ringing your doorbell? Come out and face me like a woman right this instant. I am not going to leave until we've had a moment to talk face to face. I'm serious, Natasha. I can stand here all day long if you want me to. Get out here right now. Oh, hey there, Bianca. What seems to be the problem? You are going to come outside, and you and I are going to my wedding venue right now. Sorry, what is this about? I think I'm a little confused. Oh, shut up and come with me. I mean, please come with me to my wedding. I really want you to take me there. Your wedding? I'm still just not getting it. Sorry. Please, I'm begging you here. I'm sorry, but you can ring the doorbell all you like. No one is going to come out. I'm at my in-laws' house right now, so... You mean to tell me that you're not even home? Yeah, I'm at my husband's parents' house right now. In fact, it was Sam who suggested that I go there to be safe from you for a while. Tell me where they live. Tell me where you are right now. I'll go and see you there. Bianca, I just thought you should know that I got a text from one of my neighbors. They said that there's a crazy lady in a wedding dress who's leaving her car idling in front of my house and screaming to herself. That wouldn't happen to be you, would it? Of course it's me. Who else would it be? Now tell me where you are. Isn't it kind of difficult moving around in that big dress, though? Just tell me where you are so that I can take you to my wedding. I'm not going to get married unless you're there. Now hurry up and tell me where you are. Sorry, but Sam told me there wasn't even going to be a wedding. Well, there will be if I have you to force Sam back together with me. That makes me want to go with you even less, Bianca. Besides, I already know that your wedding plans are canceled, and that both your and Sam's parents know about that. So I don't really see what the point of going with you would even be if there isn't going to be a wedding. There will be a wedding! Do you know why your parents agreed to cancel the wedding? What are you talking about? Well, my husband signed a contract with your father's company, and now the two are very close business partners. So, when my husband threatened to end the deal because of what you were doing to us, your father immediately agreed to cancel the wedding. Otherwise, he would have lost some serious money. No, that can't be right. You're lying to me! Actually, there's one more thing. You remember that I have an older brother too, right? Well, he's actually the largest shareholder of your mom's cosmetics business. I actually didn't know about this until recently, but he also agreed to pull out his business if the wedding wasn't stopped. So then, you mean that your husband and your brother also have connections with my family? That can't be right. What are the odds of that? And why are such huge shareholders in both my parents' companies? Are you really telling me that my whole family would be poor if I married Sam? It certainly sounds that way, yes. But that can't be right. You're a nobody. Just a street urchin. I don't know why you think the circumstances of my birth should control how I live the rest of my life. That just doesn't make any sense at all. So, in the end, Sam and Bianca didn't end up getting married, and I had my second child without incident. As for Bianca, my husband sued her for all her vandalism and harassment. She was forced to pay a fine by the court to cover the cleaning cost, as well as make reparations for emotional damage. On top of that, both Sam and her parents agreed to make her pay for all the wedding plans which were canceled without refund. In the end, she had to pay a total of over $1 million, and instead of offering any help, Bianca's parents disinherited her. By the time this was all over, they only saw her as a huge liability to their fortunes. I hear that Bianca is trying to make it on her own now, but it'll be a long time before she truly understands what it means to earn her way through life.
Hey, Marie. Good morning. About yesterday. Sorry you weren't able to finish the wedding. So, I hear that you're going to be hospitalized for a bit. Is that true?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'm afraid so. I broke my ankle after all. I guess I have to.
You did that after tripping on the stairs, huh? I know you're pretty athletic, so it must have been because of the wedding dress and those high heels. Those things take getting used.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not so sure about that. I thought I felt someone push me from behind. It was crowded and all, so I really can't be sure.
I suppose that maybe it was good timing.
Excuse me? Good timing?
Yeah, I was going to mention this to you before, but it's my mom.
Your mom? What are you talking about?
Yeah, she's been saying from way back that she wanted to go to Cancun with me for a vacation, and she's always wanted to take a vacation there.
Pardon me. To Cancun? In Mexico? And just you and your mom? You do realize that today was supposed to be the day we left on our honeymoon, right?
Of course I do. Dad and I kept trying to sway her to change her mind and that today was supposed to be our honeymoon and all. But in the end, since you've been hospitalized and won't be able to travel, and so she figured why waste this opportunity, and so, Cancun. It's only for a week. I'll take a trip down there with her.
Wait, are you saying you're going to Cancun right now? Today?
Yeah, already got our bags packed and made the flight reservation. Probably leave within the hour.
Seems like short notice, but I guess you and your mom were all prepared for this vacation.
Oh yeah, she was all prepared for such an outcome. Real mischievous of her. She's like a kid sometimes. After all, she knew she had to cancel this trip if we had gone off to our honeymoon. But it turns out she was able to go, so I suppose she was lucky in that sense.
Wait a second, Paul. What about me? Am I going to sit here in the hospital all alone while you guys have fun in Cancun?
There's no need to worry. There are nurses and doctors there 24/7. You're in good hands, Marie. And the wedding is all done with, so...
All done with? You make it sound so trivial. Have you forgotten that I was brought here to the ER on an ambulance? I'm all alone here. It's hard. Emotionally. Can't you be by my side at a time like this?
Yeah, I understand, but I can't let my mom go to Cancun on alone, now can I? You're in the hospital immobilized. Makes no sense for me to just sit there doing nothing. May as well be of use and go to Cancun with my mom. It's way better that I go to Cancun and have fun with mom.
I really can't understand your reasoning, Paul. It seems very insensitive of you to ask me.
It would be way more insensitive to let my mom go alone. I already made up my mind. Sorry, but this trip is happening.
Are you serious right now? You got your priorities all screwed up.
I'll pick up some souvenirs, so do as the doctors say and get well soon. And relax, it's only for a week. Alright then, all set. See you next week.
Wait, Paul, you can't just leave me here all alone.
Hello, Mary. Resting up, are you? Really sorry about this. Paul and I will be gone for a week or so. I've been looking forward to this Cancun trip for ages.
Mother, what's this about? A bit weird for me to say this, but isn't this whole mother-son relationship getting out of hand?
What are you telling me about? I love my son. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I know you really didn't approve of us getting married and all, but you and Paul going off to Cancun for vacation on the same day that we were supposed to go on our honeymoon. Seriously? Any way you look at it, it looks a bit abnormal. I mean, who schedules a Cancun trip with their son when you know he's going on his honeymoon?
It's none of your business when and where I schedule a trip. I wish you would stop with your weird assumptions about my relationship with my son.
It's not if you didn't know when the wedding would be held or when we would go on our honeymoon.
We're just about to board the plane, so I'm shutting my phone off. See you next week, Mary. Rest up.
Mother, wait! Don't hang up.
Hey Marie, how are you doing? We got to Cancun last night. Having a real good time. I really got to hand it to Mom. She really knows how to pick the hotels. This place is out of this world. And the ocean is so beautiful. Why is the ocean so much bluer down here? And I gotta say, the sunset is romantic as hell. Bet you wish you were here. We had a lavish dinner last night. The seafood is phenomenal. What you have for dinner at the hospital last night? I was going to send you some photos, but maybe that was going too far. I mean, sitting in a hospital and having to see such beautiful scenes, I couldn't take it. I'll show them to you when I get back, okay? We still got a week here, so we'll have ourselves loads of fun on your behalf. Just get well soon, Marie. Love you.
Hello, Mary. How are you recuperating? How's the ankle? I really didn't expect Cancun to be such a beautiful place. I love it. Oh, I heard from Paul that you've never been abroad. Is that true? It's the same with Paul. We never got the chance to take him as a child, so this is his first trip overseas, and that's with his mother. How fortunate is that, huh? But I must say, this hotel is just simply wonderful, and the ocean, don't get me started, it's almost otherworldly. And that evening sunset is just so captivating. I bet you wish you were here. We had the most delicious lunch at the seaside restaurant today. What did you have at the hospital? We took some photos, but better not send them to you, huh? Don't want it to get all the nurses all panicked when you start losing your composure. They'll have to put you in restraints. Anyway, get well soon. Hope you don't hold it against us. See ya!
Hey Marie, we just got in from the airport. We're at home right now. We got all the souvenirs spread out on the kitchen table. You're gonna love this. Man, that was super fun. Never thought Cancun would be so much fun. And this is my first trip overseas. And I got to go with my mom. What more can you ask for? You really should go one of these days. Hey, the honeymoon was canceled. Do you want to reschedule it to Cancun? We can do that, you know. Hey, Marie, what's up? No response from you. What's going on? Hello? Stop being so pig-headed. At least send a reply. I know you're seeing this. You're the clumsy one here, tripping on those stairs on our wedding day. It's not as if me or Mom forced you to stumble. Being a bit too cranky, aren't you? I don't need this right now, Marie.
Welcome back.
Finally. I was wondering when you were gonna give me a heads up.
Now that you're back, I'm going over to the police department.
Police? Did someone break into your house or something?
I found out that it was your mom that pushed me down the stairs.
Wait, what did you just say?
She snuck up from behind me, through the crowd of well-wishers, and shoved me down those stairs. So I'm going to the police to file charges against her.
Wait, just wait. I'll ask Mom about this. Just don't go to the police just yet.
Mary, what the hell are you talking about? That's a serious accusation. You're saying that I pushed you down those stairs? That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. How could you accuse me of such a heinous behavior? You were just clumsy and tripped over your own feet. I had nothing whatsoever to do with that. My God, the nerve. Besides, where's the proof that I did such an awful thing? Blaming your own shoppiness on your mother-in-law?
I have proof.
Excuse me? What proof? It's my word against yours.
There's a security camera at that location, right at the top of the stairs. Actually, there are two different angles. You're clearly seen in both cameras shoving me down the stairs.
But that was only because, to go to the police for such a trivial matter, really?
You call shoving someone down a flight of stairs trivial?
So you want to make your husband's mother a criminal? What a despicable daughter-in-law. This is unacceptable.
Marie, what was that about? Did that really happen? But my mom would never do such a thing. She's a kind and considerate person. You probably imagined the whole thing. And the security footage. Maybe someone fiddled with it. Maybe added some CG stuff to it. You can fake all kinds of stuff these days, you know? Can you really say it's 100% real? Even if it turns out that she did shove you down those stairs, she must have had a good reason to do it. She would never have done it out of malice. With that said, I will stick with my mom. No matter what happens, I will stand side by side with my mother.
Sorry you feel that way. I better get down to the police station then.
Why? Just hold it a second, would you?
And as for you and me, I no longer love you. I want a divorce.
Divorce? What the hell are you talking about?
Are you crazy, Mary? It was just a sprained ankle, for God's sake. What are you putting up such a stink about it? You're blowing this whole thing way out of proportion. There's no way to treat your husband's mother. And divorce? Are you out of your mind? You just got married. Stop this silly nonsense before I get really angry, Mary. You hear me?
Those charges you filed against my mom, do you know what that did to her? You have any inkling? I have to pay her bond for her lawyer and damages to you for our divorce. I lost all my savings, everything. I don't have a cent left in my name. How could you do this? And what's more, the company got wind of this whole damn mess. I go to the office and everyone's looking at me with disdain, turning a cold shoulder, even my best friend. Just going to work stressed me out and I was eventually forced to quit. Do you realize that? Would it be possible to get back together with you? We can start over. What do you say? That way, maybe everyone will look at me more favorably. Besides, you still love me, right? I know you do, Marie. So please, let's make a fresh start. I hope my kindness towards you gets through. After what you put my mother through, I'm forgiving you for that heartless behavior towards my mother. You can understand that, right? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. We are meant to be together. Despite what's occurred, we love each other. You agree, don't you? Come on, Marie, at least respond. The silence is driving me nuts. I just got here to your parents' place. What the hell is this? Nobody is here. What's that for sale sign doing out on the lawn? Where the hell did you disappear to? Marie, where the hell are you?
We moved out, sold the place.
Excuse me? You moved? Where?
To be honest, I don't want anything to do with you.
Where'd you move to? Come on, Marie, where?
You really think I'm going to tell you, Paul? I'm done with you, Paul. I want nothing to do with you. Chalk our relationship up as one big, dreadful mistake.
Marie, please hear me out. Just let me tell you how much you mean to me, please. I don't know how many times I can say this, but I love you, Marie. I know you love me too. Your smile is like the sunshine. It brings light to my life. It makes me whole. When I'm with you, time seems to stop. The happiness engulfs me. It was fate that I met you. You're my life partner, the person I was destined to be with. Just thinking about you, I long to see you. My heart begins to flutter. My love for you is pure. You were everything to me, Marie. I cannot go on living without you. If we can get back together again, to be husband and wife again, the three of us, you, me, and my mother, we can live under the same roof. Mom will be so happy if that came to be. It will be like having two mothers. You were like a second mother to me, Marie. So please, Marie, let's turn over a new leaf. Start a new life together. Let's sit down and talk this through. Let's confirm our love for each other. Marie, what do you say? Our future is over that horizon. Let's fly toward it together and have that happy future that was destined for us. Like the beautiful sunset in Cancun. You, me, and mother, we'll make this work. Love conquers all.
Goodbye, Paul. You need to see a doctor.
Excuse me? What do you mean? Mom prepared that whole thing for me. She said that it would make you see the light.
Figures. Good riddance, Paul.
Marie, please.
I thought this whole thing about the three of us getting back together was kind of strange. I later found out that his mom got divorced a few months ago. Paul's dad didn't look at all that happy at the wedding. Now I realize why. It seems Paul had lost his job, and he soon got divorced, so the two of them had no future prospects left, and it seemed getting back with me was the only chance they had. It so happens that they found a real-time photo of me on social media. It was a photo of me at a company trip to some resort. I was apparently pictured with some coworkers. For some reason, they mistook the guy as my new boyfriend. He found the resort and barged in while we were having a cup-of-tea dinner and started hooping and hollering about two-timing him as if we were married, making no sense whatsoever. Eventually, the police were called and he was arrested and taken away. It was totally embarrassing, but nobody blamed me for it. He also made a mess of the place, breaking a whole slew of expensive dishes and furniture. I was told the damages was in the thousands of dollars. Last I heard, he was working his butt off 24/7 to support his mother and paying off an enormous debt he had accumulated. No more Cancun for him for the foreseeable future.
Hey Helen, it's been quite a while. Haven't forgotten about your mom, have you?
Thought you would contact me one of these days.
Oh, so you've been waiting for me to contact you, huh? It's nice to have a mom who cares about her daughter. No matter how old you get, a mother's love is everlasting.
I doubt that's true for a mom like you.
Excuse me?
I heard you showed up at that bar I was at with a friend.
Yes, well, to be honest, I saw you downtown and followed you, which led me to the bar. All I wanted to do was to talk to you.
When I went to the restroom, you approached my friend saying that you were my long-lost mother, all teary eyes and all. And that's how you got my line ID, right? Got her all sympathetic with your sob story. After I returned to my seat, you had already left. I told her the truth about you and how she was totally duped into giving you my line ID. She was furious that you had pulled that con on her. What was it that you said to her? That your husband abandoned you for a pretty young girl, leaving you all by your lonesome self and penniless, and that he wouldn't allow you to see your loving daughter? Wow, you sure know how to concoct a cock and bull story. You're the one that abandoned me after hooking up with some guy and divorcing Dad.
But the fact still remains that I'm your long-lost mother. How long has it been? It has to be close to 20.
The fact that you know what I look like even after 20 years can only mean that you've been snooping around for some time now, been checking up on me.
Snooping around? You make me out to some kind of criminal. I was hoping you would see it as a mother concerned about her child.
I was only 5 years old when you up and left with some guy, and on top of that, you sold the house from right under us. You left us homeless for God's sake. Don't give me that loving mother bullshit. It won't work with me.
Oh, you knew about that, huh?
Yeah, there was someone who filled me in on all the details.
I guess you had to find out someday. Oh well.
So, what the hell do you want? All this snooping around, sweet-talking my friend to pry information out of her? Now that you have my line ID, there must be a reason for going out of your way to get it, so...
You're right about that. No use kicking that can down the road, I suppose. May as well ask you straight out.
Ask me what?
I heard that you recently got married. What a surprise! You married a lawyer. I suppose it's better than marrying someone in law enforcement. We can't have that.
It's none of your business who I marry.
Yeah, it's none of my business, I guess. But if you're just some ordinary girl, that wouldn't pass muster.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Your father is a criminal, and you conned some lawyer to marry you? Don't look so good, my dear.
Pardon me?
Oh, don't tell me you knew nothing about this. It's not your fault, all things considered. You were only 5 years old when the whole thing went down. I remember your father saying he got caught embezzling the company, and I clearly remember you turning to him and saying, "What's embezzled, Dad?" I would have burst out laughing if the situation wasn't so dire. You were just a kid at that time. Figured it wouldn't do anything good to explain things, so I didn't and left it at that. But even after 20 years, the fact remains that your father is a criminal, an embezzler. I don't know what BS you used to con this guy, this lawyer husband of yours, to marry you, but I see right through your scam.
What scheme? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I get it. I know you don't want to face the facts. I divorced him because I didn't want to continue living as the wife of a criminal.
You keep saying Dad's a criminal. Where the hell did that BS come from? As for the embezzlement or whatever it was, that was all settled years ago.
It may have swept under the rug, but the fact remains that your father has a criminal record. Am I right?
He has no criminal record.
I know you want to believe that. After all, he's your father, but you really shouldn't turn a blind eye to the facts. I divorced him years ago, so I have no relationship with this criminal family. But you, Helen, you're his daughter. There's no escaping this fact. I'm sure you want to keep this little fact a secret from your husband. To do that, I demand that you purchase a $1 million home in the suburbs and transfer the deeds to me. I'll keep my mouth shut about all of this.
$1 million home? Are you nuts?
You know that area in the east of the city? The posh Hilldale area. There's a house there I want. The entire house is what I've been dreaming of my whole life. You buy that house for me, and I keep my mouth shut and your father's criminal past.
Why the hell would I buy a lavish house in a swank area like Hilldale? You have totally lost it, Mother.
You sure you want to act like that towards me?
You know what? I think you'd better do a little more background checking before you start making such preposterous allegations. Goodbye, Mother. Hey, Bruce, you there? Can we talk?
Hey, Helen. Sure thing. I'm on my break. What's up?
There's something I need to tell you later on tonight, but before I do that, I wanted to apologize in advance.
What's the matter? You okay? You're not in trouble or anything, are you?
No, I'm fine. It's just that something unbelievable just happened, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Something unbelievable? What do you mean?
You know about my mom, right? You know I haven't seen her in years. Well, she contacted me today.
Wait, what? Your mom? The one that abandoned you when you were just a kid?
Yup, one and the same.
But why? It's been like 20 years. You haven't even been in contact with her and she just pops up out of nowhere?
Yeah, she just appeared. I was at a bar with a friend of mine, and when I went to the bathroom, she approached my friend and got information out of her.
You're not serious.
She gave her a big, long sob story about how my father abandoned her and proceeded to pry my line ID out of her. My friend was furious after I told her.
That does not sound like a rational person.
I just received a line from her. You wouldn't believe what she had to say.
What did she want?
Well, first off, she insisted that my father was a criminal and that he embezzled the company he used to work for.
Really? But I thought that whole issue was settled years ago.
Yeah, right? I kept trying to tell her that, but she just ignored me. My mom divorced my father right when he was being accused of crime. It's as if she ran away without even giving him a chance to prove his innocence. Probably never even bothered to check how it all turned out. And still continues to have this mistaken belief that he's a criminal.
I see. And so what did she want? She didn't just contact you after all these years just to tell you that.
She apparently found out somehow that I was married to a lawyer.
Huh? What do I have to do with all this?
She threatened to spill the beans to you about my father's criminal past unless I purchased a $1 million house for her in the Hillsdale area. You know, that ritzy area north of the city.
Excuse me? Buy her a house? Is she nuts?
That's what I said.
That's completely a case of blackmail. Who's the criminal here, for God's sake?
Yeah, right?
And what's with her demanding $1 million home? And in that swanky Hillsdale neighborhood?
Apparently, the place is up for sale now.
Hillsdale is one of the richest neighborhoods in the country.
I have no reason to be blackmailed, but then again, we can't just ignore this, right?
Of course not. This can't be simply brushed aside.
Can I leave this up to you? Would you handle it for me?
I'll get more details from you later tonight, but as far as I've heard, this is pretty serious. We really need to look into this on a legal basis and bring charges if we have to.
Thanks, Bruce. I knew I could count on you.
Oh, by the way, did you talk to your father about this already?
No, not yet. He apparently had a late-night teleconference with an overseas client. I think he's still asleep. I'll talk to him about it later.
I see. Alright, make sure you explain all the details to him when he wakes up. I should be home at about 7 p.m. or so. The three of us can sit down tonight and work out what we're going to do about this mess. You up for it?
Definitely. Thanks, Bruce.
Helen, are you there? Come on, pick up. Did you even go to the real estate agent and put a down payment at that house? I want to move in as soon as possible.
Didn't I tell you I had no reason to be doing that?
Are you still beating around the bush about this for Pete's sake? I'm serious about this. Don't tempt me, girl.
I'm curious. Why a $1 million mega mansion? Why not a little log cabin out on the lake? Not that I'm suggesting buying it for you. It just seems like this whole thing is, how can I put it, predetermined?
It's just that I thought it was about time. My sweetheart and I want our love nest.
Your sweetheart, huh? How old are you anyway?
You may be too young to realize this, but my sweetheart and I have been dreaming of living in a luxurious and cushy life. That wonderful house in Hillsdale is the perfect house for us. That place has a spacious backyard with a pool and jacuzzi. Just thinking about that place makes me feel so happy.
I have no obligation whatsoever to help you achieve that selfish little dream of yours.
Stop being so stubborn. You really want me to give the game away? I repeat what I said. Buy me that $1 million home or the truth will come out about your father's criminal past, and your marriage to that lawyer husband of yours will cease to exist. Your father's criminal past, his embezzlement of company funds, all the dirty laundry will be hung out to dry for all to see.
If you're talking about my father, we're living with him right now. Actually, you contacted me just in time. I'll switch the phone over to my husband. Hold on a second.
Wait, what? Your husband? The lawyer husband?
Hello, this is Helen's husband, Bruce. Finally get to talk. I wasn't aware of your line ID, so I'm using Helen's. Hope you don't mind. Helen filled me in on all the details regarding your relationship with her.
You're Helen's husband? You're that lawyer, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. You're the guy Helen made up.
I would like you to give me permission to use your LAN ID on your phone.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like that, but sorry, can't do it. Request denied.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Excuse me?
This is Bruce. We talked earlier.
Pardon me. How's you get my line ID? Is this really Helen's husband?
I have my ways. I usually don't contact people online when it comes to legal matters, but as Helen's husband and as a legal expert on such matters, I will handle this matter on her behalf.
Okay, but,
What you did to Helen was something I was not going to let go unpunished.
what the hell are you talking about? All I did was ask my daughter to help me after all those years of hardship that I was forced to endure because of her father. $1 million house is a small price to pay.
I'm afraid you weren't asking in a legal sense. This is pure and simple blackmail. What you said was, you buy me this $1 million home or you reveal her father's criminal past. Sounded like blackmail.
Bruce was your name, right? I have no idea what kind of BS Helen fed you, but the fact that her father has a criminal record is pure and simple. A fact. He's a criminal. Check your facts before you go accusing me of blackmail, Mr. Lawyer.
I'm afraid that is not true. A complete misunderstanding on your part.
It's no misunderstanding. Why do you think I divorced him? I don't know what happened to him after I divorced him, but the fact remains that he has criminal record is irrefutable.
I'm sorry to break this to you, but your ex-husband, Helen's father, was innocent of all charges. As a matter of fact, he was the one who tried to uncover the criminal behavior of this embezzlement scheme.
Excuse me?
At first, he was suspicious of the culprits and dug deeper to try and uncover the truth. Along the way, they tricked him and he was at first accused as the mastermind of this embezzlement scheme. But after further investigation, it was found that he was not at all to blame, but was the one trying to uncover the real culprits, which in the end was caught red-handed. Your husband was cleared of all charges. As a matter of fact, he was deemed a hero for what he did for the company and subsequently promoted. It was my father who told me this story. It just so happens that my father was a lawyer too, and he represented your husband in this case. My father told me this story over and over through the years, and he and your husband remained close friends. That's how I met Helen.
The whole story seems to be a little bit convenient.
Well, it's the truth, believe it or not. So it all boils down to the facts. He has no criminal record, and the three of us are living together now.
But this can't be right. How about my dream home? What happens to my $1 million home?
That's really not something you should be worrying about now.
Pardon me?
About 20 years ago, you abandoned Helen, who was only 5 years old at the time, and disappeared with some stranger. Not only that, you sold the house that your parents left you, in which you were all living at the time, and eloped with some guy you had a long-time relationship with. Did you even know that Helen grew up living at a boarding school until she graduated from high school?
Excuse me, a boarding school?
Yes, it was only after she landed a job at our law firm that she reunited with her father. What I can't forgive is what you did after. You never contacted her at all during those 20 years. Not a birthday card or a Christmas card, nothing. But you show up all of a sudden and it's to blackmail her.
But I needed the money.
Helen had a hard life, and it's all because of you. I love my wife and have high regard for her father, who has immense integrity and decency. That's why I cannot allow you to go unpunished. You have zero right to this family. Simply put, you are not a part of this family. You're a stranger, a nobody. I will assign a criminal lawyer to the case from our firm and will pursue legal action against you.
Wait, you can't do that. What are you talking about?
Blackmail and defamation is a serious offense. I would hire a good lawyer if I were you.
But this won't fly. I mean, you don't even know where I am.
Oh, don't worry about that. We checked you out already. We know everything about you. How do you think I got your line ID? We have our ways. I'm a lawyer after all. I also know you're heavily in debt at the moment, and you're living with some guy who's overly possessive. With all that info on you, you won't get very far if you try to run. I'm sure you'll be ordered to pay compensation and damages. The lawyers will work out the amount. You can pay all at once or in installments if you're financially strapped. I don't think you can get out of paying it either. There are consequences.
Please don't do this. Forget what I said. Forget the house. I don't want it. Please.
And one more thing. I don't ever want to see you near Helen ever again. You stayed away for 20 years. You can stay away for another 20.
As soon as my husband ended that conversation, I heaved a sigh of relief. I didn't really realize it at the time, but I guess this whole affair had me all wound up. I heard later that my mom and her guy were in a state of panic after our lawyer contacted them. But her boyfriend apparently knew nothing of her blackmail scheme. Wanting nothing to do with additional debt, he dumped her and disappeared. Well, that blackmailing scheme was the game changer for her. She was subsequently sent off to prison for her crimes. I suppose she'll be released someday, but our lawyer insisted that there will be a restraining order put on her when she gets out. She won't be able to get anywhere near me, or she'll be sent right back to prison. By the time she gets out, she'll definitely be up there in age. Probably go straight to a senior citizen's home. I have a feeling she'll never repent for what she did.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.